Hi, I'm doing some editing here with my little coworker, and this video is a long one, so I thought I would just pop in to both say hi, that I am Lauren. I am recording my little adventure in thrifting, collecting vintage items to resell and style within my own home. I'm having so much fun doing it, so I have been capturing a ton of it, both in vlog style, kind of thrift with me, help me set up my business style content, and hauls. And this video is a combination of both. I will add kind of chapter markers, so if you want to jump straight to the haul, please feel free to do so. There's a ton of good stuff from 3 different kind of sources in today's video, but if you're also interested in kind of reseller or thrift with me content, there's a ton of that in the first chunk of this video too. I hope you enjoy, and thanks for being here. Happy Tuesday. We went blueberry picking this weekend and it was delightful. We went to Adam's Berry Farm, for anyone local. It was our first time there and it was so family friendly. It was amazing. They had like a big kind of section of their field with a sandbox, but like tons of like toy cars and kind of vehicles and dump trucks, the kind that you can actually like sit in and ride in as toddlers, but also just, you know, little ones to play in the sand. And we went with a friend and their daughter, who's the same age as mine. The girls had an absolute blast, and at first we kind of had to convince them to go into the field to pick the blueberries, which is what we went there for. And then it got to a point where we had to try to kick them out of the field because they were eating so many berries that we could not keep any in the bucket. I intended to freeze them, thinking, you know, for pancakes and baking throughout the year, these are so much better than anything you get at the store. It's incredible and well priced as well, but this is all we have left. Nothing has gone in the freezer. They're just too good. So I think we might have to go back, which is totally fine, but I might do it on a day when we can maybe go without my daughter and pick a ton to actually freeze. We'll see. They also will have raspberries soon, kind of the late summer raspberries, raspberries are my absolute favorite. So I would ideally go at a time when I could pick both of those. It's a Tuesday, if I didn't already say that. I have learned the joys of finding out about yard sales and estate sales on the internet. I don't know why. Like, obviously I knew that people kind of made yard sale routes and like planned their weekend around yard sales, and like early birds knew where to go to get the good sale. Like, I understood there was a way to identify these opportunities, but I had never done it myself for good reason, right? I did not need to be buying stuff. But now I do need to be buying stuff because I'm trying to sell stuff and find cool things for other people's homes. So I have started learning about how to identify the upcoming yard sales that people are posting about, estate sales. I'm learning about the world of online auction estate sales, learning a ton, very interesting, having so much fun doing it. One of the things I discovered in my research last night, kind of looking ahead to this weekend and maybe later, thinking like there might be a sale that starts on a Friday, maybe beat the weekend crowd kind of thing. There's a sale that's happening Tuesday through Thursday at someone's house. Like, what? But it says it's 8 to 3 every day for the next 3 days, starting today, starting 30 minutes ago. And it is about 30 minutes away from me. And the advertisement says vintage kids book, vintage linens, like pottery, lots of keywords that appealed to me. The fact that they're doing it for 3 days during the week makes me wonder if it's like kind of a family run estate sale or someone's getting ready to move or something. When I Googled the address to get directions, the Zillow and like, you know, real estate listings popped up. This house last sold in 1989, which feels like an amazing sign to me. So I am excited for that and hope to go there today. Obviously, I'm not going at 8:30. I have some meetings this morning for my day job, and my husband's not home right now. But when he gets home and my meetings are over, we'll assess the situation, and maybe I'll take my son and we'll kind of go out and do this early afternoon, or maybe my son will be able to stay here and nap. We'll see. We'll assess. Maybe my husband will decide he wants to come with me. Unlikely. The bigger question here is whether I stop to get more cash on the way. I am convincing myself that I should, because it's early August in Vermont. It's about to be fall. Winter is a long season here, and I have not a clue how sourcing locally will go for me across the various seasons, right? Like, I assume estate sales happen all year round, right? Of course they do, because many of them happen, unfortunately, driven by deaths and families, right? So that's a constant. Yard sales are absolutely not a constant. We're not going to have those for like 6 months of the year, right? So, and I will say, I am almost ready to like launch my kind of Etsy store with my first batch of inventory. I most definitely paid a little too much for a few things that I got at the antique store. I'm not worried about recouping my costs, but I'm not going to have much margin left in a bunch of stuff, especially after shipping and Etsy fees and all that. So I am eager to find opportunities such as this yard sale, where I can hopefully find items that are undervalued and have margin left in them. Now, obviously, I'm gonna drive 30 minutes back and forth. I'm gonna spend time digging through all of this stuff. I'm gonna then probably clean it and photograph it and list it and all of that stuff. So the shopping part is so fun. I'm so excited for this. But to be clear, for anyone who's thinking like this is an easy job, it is a fun job. It's an interesting job. I'm very excited to be trying it out, but there's absolutely work involved here. And that is part of what someone is paying for when they ultimately purchase from a shop like this. Which I'm sure you know if you're here and watching this, just to say it, right? Like, I've been watching tons and tons of people reselling, whether it's clothes or retail arbitrage, like a wide variety of different things. And I've learned a few things. One, like there's a market for everything. Two, it is kind of constant in the effort you have to take to source. And it is a margin game, right? Like, yes, there's a market for everything, but if you are buying something at the same price the market would pay you for it, you are wasting your time and losing money on it, even if money is in the form of time. You didn't come here for that spiel, but all to say, I'm learning a ton. I feel like I should get out some extra cash in case there are some amazing deals and finds at this yard sale today that warrant me wanting to kind of buy more in advance of a slower season. I also am really interested in the idea of some of the vintage markets and kind of pop-up weekends that happen in my area or kind of in the surrounding states across New England. I've already kind of got my eyes on some in Massachusetts. So thinking ahead to something like that, you're going to need a ton of inventory, right? Including furniture pieces for display. And, I am not going to put the cart before the horse and like fill my house with inventory and tie up all of my money in inventory. But I also need to think strategically when opportunities present themselves that are very low risk, such as a yard sale where everything's $1, or fill a bag for $1, which is another ad I saw for this coming weekend, I think. Like, those opportunities obviously have tons and tons of margin. There's not much I can lose by buying some stuff that feels like a good fit and aligns with my style and quality standards, but I might not sell immediately. Am I convincing myself to shop? Yes, I am. But is it strategic? Yes, hopefully, maybe. I also, if I go shopping at this sale today, it would mean that I am not spending time working on preparing my Etsy store to go live. So part of me wonders, like, should I go to the sale tomorrow and focus on the Etsy store today? I don't know, like, how much competition is there on a Tuesday yard sale? I have no idea. Like, is going at noon today any better than going at like 10 a.m. tomorrow? We'll see where the day takes us, but no matter what, you'll be coming along. I'm gonna have to get used to filming in public, which I'm doing right now, and people can probably see me, but it feels different because I'm in my car. I went to the yard sale. It's actually the next day, but I did go. It was very cute. The person's property was gorgeous. I filmed a little bit as I was walking up, and she had this really pretty little setup with flowers for sale and some of her planters and plates and stuff kind of styled around it. It was very cute. But she was kind of, at first I was the only one there, and she was kind of having a conversation with me, and then there were other people there, including some kids, so it was a little hard to film without kind of getting people in the shot, which I didn't want to do. And I didn't want to seem creepy filming her and her property, you know, you get it. So I don't have any shop with me footage from that, but I am kind of far from home, like 30 minutes from home, and I'm taking advantage of that by stopping at a new cafe called Leo & Co., which I will maybe try to film a little bit in. It looks really cute. I've been following them on Instagram. And then, because I'm going to pass it anyway on the way home, I'm going to stop at the Habitat Restore and see what they've got. So I will film in there because that should be totally easy. I've been in there before. I know it'll be easy to kind of not be too obvious with my filming. So it is about lunchtime now anyway. Let's see what they have. I can't decide if I want like a sandwich or like more of like a coffee pastry vibe. So we're gonna check it out and find out. from me and the giant zit on my face. My son, who's like 5 months old, has been doing the thing lately where he just like sucks on your chin. If you're a parent, you know what I mean. And it's so funny and so cute. So I've let him do it a few times, and this is the result. It's worth it. Today is Thursday morning. I'm in one of those zones where I'm having like so many ideas and so many things I want to do and not enough time to do anything. So I'm trying to be strategic and intentional and just make progress along the way while prioritizing the things that are like the most important, which means this morning I'm working at the day job and I've got some things to accomplish, and once they're done, I'm going to move on to some Etsy listings. I think I'm going to try. I've got one batch of things posted, and the way I did it was I kind of took all the pictures and then went and started doing the listing. Well, I took all the pictures, I then measured everything and kind of in my inventory list kind of noted the measurements and kind of description of each thing so that when I went to do the listing, I could easily just reference that. And that worked okay, but then when I got back to the listing, kind of finalizing the listings, I would realize kind of I was missing a picture or the quality of certain pictures wasn't right or whatever. And so this time, the next batch of things that I need to list, some of them I already have pictures of, but some of them, especially the things I just bought yesterday, I haven't done anything with yet other than clean, which I should be proud about. I cleaned it all immediately. That feels like a good sign. So this time what I think I'm going to do is make the listings, do the measuring, make the listings, and then try to do the photos on my phone directly from the app, the Etsy seller app, meaning I'm gonna take a bunch of photos of an item, immediately go finalize that listing. If there's anything that feels like it's missing, I've got my setup and my object right there to do it again or fix it and put that one live and move on to the next thing. I don't know if that makes the most sense, but I'm trying different routines to kind of see what works. I'm also gonna have to test some other places to do photos today, because if I'm storing all the things in the basement, kind of studio space, I don't have good lighting in the room that I'm storing things in at all. It's basically a dungeon. And that might be okay in the sense that it's even lighting, so I will be curious how the phone resolves it. iPhone cameras are incredible. If that doesn't work, then my husband's office right next door does have windows and decent lighting, so I will try that next. Ideally, I'm like not having to move stuff from one place to another all over the house. I say with like this whole pile behind me of stuff that I photographed up here the other day. So I'm going to test kind of the closest possible setup first in the room where I'm storing the things. If that doesn't work, I'll go to the room next door. And if that doesn't work, I will revisit. I actually do think our bedroom is a decent place to do photos, because not only is the lighting good, but the room is relatively simple. It's very easy for me to set up some surfaces and kind of keep things set up if I needed to kind of overnight or something, which is the perk of the basement as well. Our kids don't go down there. Our kids do come in our bedroom, but it's kind of easy to close them off or prevent them if we needed to. So all to say, I'm continuing to try new things to aim for efficiency, which is, you know, one of the fun parts for me anyway. And once I get maybe closer to like 15 things on Etsy live, which I'd like to have by the end of the week, meaning like between today and tomorrow, get another 8 things listed, I will then start promoting on Instagram, I think. I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason to any of this, but I can tell based on kind of following
a few people via YouTube, via Instagram, things like that, that Etsy alone is probably not going to bring enough traffic, but promoting the objects, promoting the things I am finding in other ways will draw traffic to my Etsy. Ultimately, is Etsy the right place to sell? I have no idea, but it feels like a streamlined, kind of relatively low risk way to start. So I'm going to do that for like ease and consistency, and it's a platform I'm familiar with anyway, so like, yes, let's just do it. And then, you know, deal with a place with less fees, or, you know, different shipping approaches, whatever, over time. Let's like sell something before we worry about the fees. That's my, you know, let's just try to sell something. So that was very rambly. I'm sorry. I'm really gonna have to work on my rambling. That was 6 minutes of rambling. Let's see how much we can get done today. One of the challenges with the slower period at work, for me at least, in the type of job I have, is that when I'm waiting for other people, I feel like there's, you know, I want to just go move on and go do something else, but I also want to be able to react quickly when they do what I need. So I've got my work computer open. I'm trying to bounce between, which is not a thing I do well at. I like to just like go in on something. All to say, I'm thinking about my inventory. I've been keeping a spreadsheet. Again, logistics speak to me. So full inventory, how much it cost me, where did I get it from, what are the measurements of it, height, width, depth, you know, like all the details I might need for listing, age, maker, that sort of stuff. And then listing details, what am I pricing it at, shipping, all that sort of stuff. So I'm looking at that, I'm updating that, and just trying to get a sense for what I should go do next. Should I do a batch, a photo, whatever, you don't care, no more rambling. I'm tinkering with my spreadsheets, and one of the things I can't stop thinking about is this dish set, because first of all, when I was out thrifting yesterday at the Restore, I saw matching mugs to this, 3 of them. They all had chips, so I did not get them, even though I wanted to. And I fully wonder if the person I bought these from at the antique mall had found them originally at the Restore and moved them to their booth. Good for them. These I thought I might sell kind of as ring or jewelry dishes, like break them apart and sell them individually, which I still might, but they're kind of like a bowl, if you can see that. Like, it's not big. It's definitely not like a salad bowl. It's probably, I think, more of like a nut bowl kind of thing, but it would be so good as like a dish for your rolls, or even like oil and vinegar to go with baguette or something at a Friendsgiving or like a holiday meal. So I feel like I need to sell them as a set now and kind of hope someone takes it for that purpose. I'm definitely one to want more of like a mismatched eclectic table. So I know this is only 4, but if you could find another set of 4, kind of, you know, a mix and match kind of situation, to be able to have a little roll dish for every place setting. So cute. Or even just like kind of intermixed on your plate, in your tablescape, with things like nuts or butter, or, you know, something that might be facilitating serving of small things. It absolutely could be so cute for that. They are in really great condition. This one has like some yellowing, which actually I wonder if I could get out. I should try harder. I kind of thought it was like a stain, but maybe it would come off. You can kind of see it in there. I'll try harder to get that off. But it's so pretty. It's like ribbed ironware. It's so cool. And it's got age, like it's got signs of kind of like the ironware cracking, but like in a very classy, you can't even really tell, in a very classy, like really fun way. This one might be the most obvious to see. Yeah, it's hard to see with the lighting, but you can see like it's got signs of age, but still like so much character. Very English country. Okay, bye. Something about me is that I go from 0 to 5 million quicker than you can blink. So for example, I'm about to film a haul for you and I am annoyed by that TV in the background, but there's a giant bed on this side of the room. So I'm like here thinking, let me rearrange the whole room so I can get a better background. But no, we're just gonna film it. I've got 3 hauls to show you. It has been like 2 days since we went to the yard sale and the Habitat Restore. So I'm first going to show you what I ended up grabbing there. And then I have a bonus haul from a few weeks back, a community yard sale, which was before I knew I was embarking on this adventure and I was just shopping for kicks, but got great stuff for amazing prices. So I'll show you that too. And then I'm putting it all on these shelves so I can see what I've got more easily and keep it organized, use it to photograph vignettes more easily, etc. So onto the haul. Let's start with the yard sale. She had like a beautiful kind of display set up at the entrance of her driveway where she was selling bouquets, but also kind of like had some plates and planters intermixed with it. It was very cute. So I picked up this platter from that kind of display area that she had. And it's stunning. I assume this is a form of transferware, but I haven't actually Google imaged any of this yet. These I picked up because I particularly really liked this one. It's kind of like a tan base with this kind of bright pink and bright green kind of floral motif. This is absolutely handmade. Incredible amount of work, I assume, went into something like this. It's kind of wild. But it's a trivet, like a really big hot plate for a table. So I asked her the price on this one and she said 2 for $1, including this one, which is a lot more pastel, less my color scheme, but still incredibly intricate and beautiful, a smaller size, as you can see. And I think both of them can easily find homes that love them. So for 50 cents, I just grabbed both. And these might be something that end up kind of being hoarded until spring, but the green in this one really could be interesting and more of a fall scape as well. Transitional kind of summer into fall, so I might try to incorporate it in that way sooner. A few other linens I grabbed from her. This is also kind of like a really large trivet. Could be used to kind of protect a table from a hot dish, or, you know, just under a platter, a serving platter on a table, or a big vase. This is so hard to see on camera, but there's like an intricate kind of, again, this one I would assume is handmade. You can see kind of where some stitches were joined, which can easily be trimmed down. But this was $1, like so cheap. And again, actually no, this she threw in with these. So this was like free because these two were next to each other. I asked her the price on this was $2 and she just like threw this in. She was happy to find a new home for her.
If the angle is different, it's because my storage was full, but hopefully I've resolved that. But my phone is also dying, so we will move quick. Last, I was showing you this table runner, very small, more of like a placemat under a serving dish. Very intricate. I assume this is crochet, or it's possible it's knit, but it's very tight knit. It's very, very well done from what I perceive. I think it's like a leaf and flower motif, but it's so hard to tell on camera. It would look beautiful on a Thanksgiving table, kind of Friendsgiving kind of table. And these are all well coordinated. A tan and white stripe. I am super into stripes right now. I know they're pretty trendy, but it's working for me. This one is a much longer table runner. Almost lost my coffee on the rug. I don't think this is vintage, but I love it, and I actually would very happily keep this personally, which you know is my rule right now. I'll be honest, these probably don't adhere to that rule, but this absolutely does. I appreciate these for the quality and style they will provide someone else, but they're not necessarily my personal, they wouldn't fit in with my personal collection very well right now. So that was, oh, and then this yardstick. I paid the most for this. This was $5. In total, I spent $10 with this yard sale. And I got this yardstick partially because I'm a sucker for yardsticks. I think they're so cool. She had a stack of them, and I got the most broken one. It has like an actual kind of chip in it or crack in it, but it doesn't impact the integrity of the functional yardstick. And this one is just so perfectly worn. It's not painted. It's just like a perfect vintage wood, and it would look great in photos if I was ever trying to kind of show the size of something with something that also kind of aligns with the style of the photo. So that's the stack from the yard sale. Next up, let's do Restore. I haven't looked up any of these things. And our Restore has really, really crappy service. And so I wasn't like comping anything in the moment, or even able to like Google image something to see if it was vintage. Because there were some things where I was interested in them, but I couldn't quite tell the age. So I didn't take as many risks. There was a lot of stuff I was interested in there. And of course the prices were way better than the antique mall haul from previous week. So I will absolutely be going back there and kind of keeping an eye on what they have. And it's a really big store. And after watching so many kind of people with their Goodwill shopping vlogs, the concept of like a new cart, you know, like stocking the new carts when the employees are bringing out new merchandise and putting it on the shelves, they were doing that. I was kind of shocked. I didn't like realize that was, I don't know, I have been there before, but I haven't paid close attention to that. Now I'm like more in tune with it. But there was a man who kind of kept coming around or nearby me, and he would have one or two things in his hand and place them down and walk away. But he was just wearing general clothes. I thought he was just a customer and was confused like why he was being so indecisive. And no, he was a volunteer. I saw like a huddle of volunteers kind of around a cart, and they were each like taking things and putting them out. And then I realized who he was and what he was doing, but I got a little bit of a laugh out of that. Okay, this one I was so excited to find because this is absolutely my color, like a bluey green glass. This is a 1 gallon, it says 1 gallon, jug with a very cute little handle. Obviously this would be stunning as a vase, but it is a very narrow opening, so you know, a few stems or kind of dried flowers up high on a hutch or something. This, I mean, the color, the shape, the size, I could not leave this there. It doesn't have an obvious maker's mark, but it does have numbers on the bottom. But again, I haven't actually looked up anything. Then I got this beautiful little candlestick holder. This is hand turned wood, I think, but it does look like it was done in two pieces and kind of adhered together. Regardless, it feels very solid, and it is just a very pretty piece. I will probably save this for kind of a collection of candlesticks, I would think, but would look really, really nice incorporated into a fall tablescape. This one, just a really simple kind of jug vase. Similarly, it has a pretty narrow opening, so you couldn't fit a ton of flowers, but based on the height of this, you wouldn't, it would just be a very pretty bud vase, especially, again, intermixed in a tablescape. These things can all work together pretty well. It has this like O on it on both sides. There were two, and the other one had what looked like a V. I'm interjecting to override the story I'm about to tell you of why I did not buy the vinegar pitcher that pairs with this oil and vinegar set. Obviously, I did not know at the time that that's what this was, but the reason why I did not pick up the pitcher with the V is too embarrassing for me to share. So I'm overriding it. You will have to come back for a future video to see if I was able to snag the V of vinegar in a future trip to the Restore. And instead of hearing my embarrassing story, I will send you back to the next item in the haul. And then I got this one. I will admit, I feel like I was influenced to get this, but I was really drawn to the shape of these. So these are a pair of sconces for a candlestick. The fact that they're two was appealing to me, and I think, yeah, these were $3. They do feel kind of like solid, well-made wood. I haven't even cut the tape off yet, but they are pretty worn. Like you can see there's kind of like some scuffing happening, but they do have holders built in to hang on the wall. They are definitely used, like there's wax down in these crevices, but again, I feel like these are kind of trendy right now, which is why I was influenced by them. But I think they would look really, really cute with some paint. And because of the quality of them, I don't think anyone would be too upset by that. Or even just a lighter wood, but because of the detail, I don't know if I want to take on the project of sanding this all down. But I would take on the project of painting it, I think. So these are going in the project pile, whether it be black or potentially, I don't know. Don't ask too many questions yet, but I think these are going to be a project. And then finally, there was a holiday section that I browsed through. It had Halloween. I actually got 2 books for my daughter for like 50 cents each. There also was Christmas, and there were a bunch of vintage glasses, most of them just loose, but still enough to make sets, like 4 or 8 in some cases. I could tell they were vintage just kind of based on the look. I guess they could have been reproduction, but it was a perfect example of something where I was like, that looks old, but there's no marks. It's hard for me to tell, and I can't look it up. And I was drawn to, like, they would be so cute on like a festive bar cart, or if you were having holiday parties, so cute. I really actually liked them. But then I found a set that was still in its original box. You can tell that's vintage. So I did look at them each, and there's no chips or anything, and I assume these probably all came from the same house, someone's personal collection, but these were the only ones in the box, and I thought the box would help me with shipping, just to like add some extra protection, because the box is divided for each glass. I would obviously box the whole box up, but I only got the one set. I want to look into them and potentially get more. But they're just really cute. Kind of like a holly or even maybe mistletoe motif on these. And they are like a tall drinking glass. In this case, I did see some that were more of a short drink glass, a cocktail glass maybe. So I might pick up more of these potentially. I really would love to do kind of like a holiday market in person, and I think these could do really well at a setting like that in late November, early December maybe. But I don't necessarily want to be stuck with a ton of glasses that don't sell, you know. So I trying to be reasonable and smart here. These were $3 for the set of 4. That was everything from the Restore. Again, there was tons of stuff I was interested in, and I took photos and videos in some cases to try to do more research and potentially go back or even just learn for next time. There was also a really great selection of furniture, which like things that need help, like lots of project pieces, whether it be just like some wood glue. Like there was a really nice side table that just kind of was a little wobbly. Some wood glue and maybe a coat of paint, it would be awesome. And they were selling it for $5 because it was broken, right? But like I was inspecting it, it really was not broken. It just needed a little bit of securing. There were some stunning dressers. There were some great pieces there, but again, trying not to jump the gun. So that will be a place I think I will absolutely be frequenting, but I did not go overboard on the first trip. I think I spent $14 or $12. Now, the bonus haul. Okay, this was a community yard sale a few weeks ago, and it was a blistering hot Saturday. We went as a family, so my kids were with us, and it was kind of like a community day. It was more than just a community yard sale, but they incorporated a community yard sale. So they had food vendors, they had face paint, they had, it was a family oriented kind of town event. And my husband kind of occupied the kids while I was able to shop with my mother-in-law. And I had no agenda. I was just shopping. I was just picking up things that I was attracted to. And at the time, I did not know I was planning to resell, but I definitely had the seed in my mind. This is another place where I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces. I'm not sure I spent more than $5. So, yard sales are the place to go. These 2 pieces are probably like a nut bowl, candy bowl, or, a jewelry dish. They're definitely not a drinking glass from what I would gather. I guess this one could be. This one has kind of a really organic, fluted kind of edge to it. And this one has like a nice flower base, which is scalloped, very pretty. This one maybe a little more classic, kind of a diamond motif for the most part, simple round base, but a floral motif carved in. Again, haven't really researched much of anything I have here. A few of the things I have. This looks like someone's studio pottery. Really pretty. Kind of white with a deeper cream of the ceramic showing through and how they did the glazing here. It does have those applied to the bottom, which makes me think it's not super old. But possible someone just did that on their own based on protecting their furniture. It does not have a maker's mark. This one just felt really like a classic, beautiful piece, so I grabbed it. A bunch of loose plates. I got 4 different loose plates. This one I have researched a little bit. This one is restaurant ware. Is that right? I'm now doubting myself. It's been a few weeks since I've looked into any of these. This one is stamped Iroquois. And I do remember that based on the age, or based on the stamp, the age of this one is 1929. Something like that. And this one's kind of got, it's just white with a really simple kind of olive green stripe. And this color if it's not obvious, is really speaking to me right now. So I couldn't leave that one behind. And then separately found this one, which I think is called Petalware. This one definitely was dried in a kiln. I've learned these kind of dots are based on the stand that would have been holding it in the kiln. And it kind of looks like that, you know, from afar, it looks like this might be a shaped plate, but it's actually just how they did the glaze, kind of created this petal design, but this is entirely smooth. It's not any sort of indent or shape. These are both like salad plate size. And then this one is, this color was like my color of last year. So I have a residual affinity for this color, and seeing it in home decor and ceramics feels unusual to me still. So I was very attracted to it, plus the shape. But this piece with, if you can see like the pink crock right there, from my other haul, you know, I've got like a purple collection going and I've got a green collection going. So I don't know. And this, I mean, the shape of this one is stunning. And this one does have a artist mark on it. Again, just ceramic. This one was definitely in a mold. I'm now wanting to call this Petalware. I'll put on the screen what these are. This one, it also has a maker's kind of signature on it. This is hand painted in Italy. It looks like it's dated 54, 59, something of that range. It does have a little chip on it, on the edge, if you can see that. And otherwise is in really good condition. This would be obviously a potential serving dish or dinner plate, but because of the chip, probably better as a decorative piece. Could look really cute kind of in the back of a shelf, leaned back in there. Or even on a plate wall, if people are into plate walls these days. I feel like they're kind of coming back. A Dansk goblet. There was only one. I would have gotten a set because Dansk, the blue and white thing, speaks to me. I don't know why, but the thought of drinking out of a like solid ceramic goblet like this throws me off. But these are technically a drinking glass goblet. So it could be used for that. It also could be used kind of to hold anything as a decorative dish. And then finally, this is out of left field maybe, but I picked this up. This was $1. I picked this up for the base. The lampshade is obviously a little dingy and not my style, but the ceramic base in this kind of light blue color, it was only $1. And so I picked this up because I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's vintage purely based on the electrical. It's not hard to rewire a lamp. And one of the things my mother-in-law has been noodling on is the idea of making lampshades. Does that sound wild? Maybe. Will we try it? I hope so. So I've got this lamp for $1. The size is very cute. It would be perfect kind of on a side table next to a bed, or kind of as a, you know, a reading light next to a chair, but also the color kind of screams kids' room. So a lampshade with kind of a fun nursery in mind might be the direction I'd go. That was a lot of stuff. That was the haul. And it's all stuff I'm excited about. I think in general, let's see. This is under $30, all of this stuff,
probably closer to 25, but definitely under 30. And it's a lot of stuff. No idea how much value it would ultimately bring, but I'm excited to find out and add it all to the collection. Thanks for sticking around for the giant haul, and I promise I will do better at lighting and all of this next time.